So a few more success factors. So, intellectual property. I have 5 patents. I really don't care. Because patents have never successfully, in my experience, or most VCs I've talked to, has never successfully defended anything. In fact, most of the patents that startups pull out of universities end up being handed back later, either because the terms are too onerous from the university. I want so much thousands of dollars a year. Well, I'm going to figure out a way how not to have to give that to you. But anyway, IP is good and it's important, and some people who might buy your company may say, thank you, I would like that patent as part of my war chest and to defend this or that. It could be important, but speed is far more important than patents. Outrun your competitors. Even if everybody steals your idea and they're building it right away and they're stealing all your intellectual property, if you beat them to the market, first mover will win. Just be first, be fast, be the best. So focus more on speed than intellectual property. Think about the mission. What is the mission? Well, isn't the mission in the pitch? No, it's really not. The mission is when you sit down with your team and go, what are we trying to do here? Oh, we want to build this box, we want to sell 1 million of them. No, what are we really trying to do here? What are we doing? Well, we want to change the way people think about this whole field, or we want to change the way people interface with their home, or what is it you're really trying to do? And you're using a technology for right now to do it, but later on you may move on to other things. But what are you really trying to do? Figure out your mission statement word for word. Figure it out. How am I doing on time? Am I out?
Yep.
I'm out?
No, you're good.
I'm good. Okay. All right. The team. Really, venture capitalists do look at the team, and a lot of them say, yeah, the most important thing is the team. And we're betting on the team. Well, no, really, they want your idea to make them a lot of money. That's the most important thing. But the team can pivot or be flexible and have the integrity to be able to handle shocks, okay? Whether it's a money shock or a technology shock or, you know, gee, we just came to market and so did 3 other companies. What do we do now? Do we buckle or are we tough? Is this team going to stick with it? Or are we going to work whatever we have to? The team is really important. Think about that as you're assembling it. Make sure the chemistry works. There will be the time when you'll have founder versus CEO issues, or who's really running this company, or this is my baby, or whatever. Or you'll have hires of people who you really like, but they're not working out, and what do we do with them? You know, these things have to be thought out well in advance. You have to be able to make the tough decisions. And part of that toughness has to be displayed to the venture capitalists, to the people giving you money. So you have to have good answers from people. What would you do if this were to happen with the team? Have that thought out. How much money will it cost to build a company? That's part of the business plan. And how much money will you make us? Also goes into your final exit strategy. You know, when you go public, think about what happens when you go. Have a credible story when you go public. Even if you end up getting acquired, always plan on going public. Just a few more real quick. One of the things about startups, if you don't have any experience, it's really, really tough to convince money people that you know what you're doing. So you have to surround yourself with people who compensate for your weaknesses. If you want to be the CEO of a company but you don't have any experience in finance or sales or whatever, you know, this is my team, and everybody rounds each other out. You have to make sure you answer that issue of, are you really ready for the startup based on your experience level? We talked about trying to do it again after a failure. Failure is not bad. In Silicon Valley, it's a mark of courage. Speed and execution of personality traits. They really are. If you don't come across as high energy, I'm going to have a hard time believing that you have this as a personality trait, that you are going to get this product done fast when you say it's going to be done. You're willing to put in the late midnight oil and burning that to get this thing out the door. Try to convey that you're capable of these things. Focus, focus, focus. The worst thing that can happen to a startup is, okay, we started out building this, but oh, here's a shiny, pretty little thing over there, and I'm going to start going to build that. Oh, wait a minute, I just read about that, it's cool too. That's losing focus. Sometimes you're going to be forced to pivot because there's a major block that you didn't expect thrown up in front of you, and you need to get around it. You need to pivot around it and move on to something similar. But you don't want to give up one perfectly good thing that you spent 6 months doing just because then something else nicer and prettier came along. So focus. You have to stay focused. If somebody says, hey boss, look at this. They just came out with that. Shouldn't we be building that? Focus. We're getting this done now. We're going to work on it, and that's that. We talked about stock dilution and control, and not to worry too much about that. And then finally, take help from your investors. But investors probably aren't going to be very helpful. You might think they are. They might tell you they are. They're going to say, we're your buddies. I love what you're doing. I love you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to roll up my sleeves. And it's all BS. They can't. They're doing too many companies. They're sitting on too many boards. They know people, use the network, and use their connections. At the next round, have them help you. Who are you partnering with now? Can we parade in front of them as well? But they're not going to help you that much. Angel investors are more likely to roll their sleeves up because there are sometimes they're retirees like me who want to have fun and play with gadgets and stuff like that, and they could help. But in general, the kind of help from your investors is more who they know. Customers and networks and partners. Okay, so the bottom line is this all really boils down to leadership, whether it's technology leadership, CEO leadership, team management. It's all leader. You want to be the leader in whatever you do, right? So leadership wins. In order to be a leader, you've got to show passion, you've got to be confident, and you have to engage. You have to do those three things. You need to have a call to action. I'm going to go do this. Do you want to be a part of it? I can give you a piece of my company. Love to have you on board, but we're going to change the world. You need to make that pitch, and then you win the war, even if you don't win that battle, even if you don't get that VC. The word will get out what you're trying to do, and you're going to do fine.